Hi everyone, bit of a different video today. Going to walk somewhere different. For those of you who don't know where I am, this is Swansea Marina and we're just going to take a walk around the marina. A bit later today, walking a little bit later, but thanks for joining me. Always nice to have some company along the way, even though we're walking on our own and a little bit isolated. There's the boats, absolutely beautiful. Coming towards the end of the daylight hours now today though. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Once again, thank you to all of you who are out there as key workers, especially those working on the front line and mixing with people, certainly the shopkeepers and all the bank staff and everyone else who's mixing with people and putting their lives and the lives of their families on the line every day. We really do appreciate you. As you can see, a little bit of work going on, which I presume has stopped now, on some of the buildings in the marina. But this marina was built in a few phases. The first blocks, which are these here, don't know if you can see those, they went up in 1984. And as did this side, and then slowly followed by that side there, and then finally, I think around 15 years ago, we got the Meridian Tower, which I'm told has quite a few faults in it. Each owner's had to pay quite a few £1,000s to have that upgraded. So that wasn't easy for them. And then of course all these came, and when we lived there we lost the sea view. But hey, it's still beautiful. It's still lovely to be around here and walking along. The beach is over that way, so you can smell the ozone, smell the sea. Quite a few people out exercising. I've remembered to go upwards this time and not show you just the pathway. I tend to look down so I don't fall. But I hope everybody's it's interesting, everybody's getting into a routine now. Even though we're on lockdown, it's interesting how quickly we just adapt. I think the human being is very adaptable, children especially. I've seen some interesting photographs on Facebook, which I must admit made me laugh, where there was a photograph of a family who were sat down with their laptops and their phones, and it said before lockdown, and then the family out running around after lockdown. But I guess it makes us think and makes us realize that we all need exercise, that fresh air is really, really good for us, and it's really nice to get out. I've always been a walker. I like to walk somewhere between 5 and 10 miles a day, which is good for me. Walking is very good for your core strength, so I'm told. So that's me, keeping that up. We're about to come to the ships. Now these appear to be here on a more or less these are permanently moored here. Normally one or two of them are open for people to go around and have a look. And we have river cruises during normal days, but we live in interesting times. Okay, so I remember my kids used to go around this when they were young, and they really thought that was fun. Obviously all locked down like we should be, and another one. Not sure what this one is. If anybody knows, stick it in the comments. And here we have our National Waterfront Museum, which really is a wonderful place for the kids, a wonderful place for adults. If you visit Swansea and you don't live here, then when everything's back to normal, please give it a go. It's absolutely amazing in there. They have lots of things. They have a vehicle, a section of old vehicles. They've got a C5 in there, which I find quite fascinating. There we have the pump house. That was the old pump house when this was a working dock, because this was built in the old docks, and so that's the old pump house. And we have the end of the Maritime Museum, and then the Transport Museum. And this is the Transport Museum here, and it has one of the old trams, the Mumbles Railway. So that's in there. You can just about see that through the window. One of those old trams that used to go up and down. My old mate Sid was on those. Was very proud of the fact that he was on those, and there's an old carriage in there. I'm not quite sure what that is. And around here we've got an art gallery and the Dylan Thomas Theatre. Of course, Dylan Thomas being a son of Swansea. So lots and lots of things to do with Dylan Thomas here. And that would be the old part of the old docks. And over here, this pump house now made into a pub and grill. Haven't eaten in there for a while. I think it's the Brains. So I'm not Brains' biggest fans. They seem to have changed their policy about sourcing food, and it all comes from one place, because our local Brains pubs used to source their food from the Gower vegetable growers that were in Swansea Market, and apparently they now have to source them from the people that Brains tell them to. And I have to say, the worst meal I've had in a long time. It's totally tasteless, because half of it is frozen and the rest is pre-prepared. And so sadly, apparently there's nothing they can do about it. I've written to Brains, but they decided not to reply. So there we go. One less customer in me. So here we have some interesting statues, and I think my children know. Is that Captain Cat? Not sure. So there we are. There's some more boats. There's a dry dock up there where they deal with all the boats. And Now I'm just going to walk down this side. Sun is quite low as it's getting quite late. It's really weird to be walking with no one around and no businesses open, and very, very strange. Very strange. All kinds of weird little buildings and things around here. Lots and lots of flats. It's been a while since I've walked down this side. I go up there quite frequently because the leisure centre's behind there, which is now a field hospital for up to 400 beds. It's just amazing how quickly things are changing. Some people enjoying themselves.